Hello Year 9, welcome to Lesson 13. You're again talking about your future with Monsieur Bolis, and at the end of the lesson you will complete your second tri-weekly assessment of this half term and your final one. Okay Year 9, so here's a list of the equipment you need to get ready before you actually start the lesson. Can you get ready for me please? Your exercise book, a pen and a ruler, and please do use your ruler to underline the date and title neatly in your book. Also, you need to open up the link to your tri-weekly assessment, and this is on class charts, so open this before the lesson to save time. The fourth thing is an accents document, which is on class charts for you as well. Now please open this and please read the instructions carefully, because this will allow you to write accents on your tri-weekly, which will give you access therefore to getting all of the answers fully correct and using accents in the right places. So pause to do that now and press play when you're ready to move on. Thank you for uploading all of your work onto class charts. Please remember to upload evidence of all of your completed work. You don't need to upload a photo of your teacher-made document because I'll have this online anyway. And please make sure that you follow the indicated time for the completion of each activity. Now this is really important for today's lesson because you must make sure you give yourself a full 20 minutes to do your tri-weekly assessment. If you do have any questions, please email me, and here is my email address. As always, Year 9, please copy the date in French. This can be found on class charts. Underline it neatly in your book. On the next line down, write down the title in French and in English, Le futur simple, the simple future. And then on the next line down, write down your objective, l'objectif, to revise how to use the simple future correctly. Underline your date and title. Pause to do that now. Press play when you're ready for your do now. And your do now activity should take 5 minutes. Translate the following sentences into French, please. Please note that the fifth one is in a different tense. So really take your time over this. Spend no more 5 minutes on it now. Merci. Here are your answers. 1. Dans 20 ans, j'habiterai à Paris. Okay, the simple future used here. 2. Ce sera formidable. Make sure that you use the verb sera. 3. L'année prochaine, je ferai un apprentissage. Make sure that année and prochaine are spelled correctly and in the feminine form. And also make sure apprentissage is spelled correctly with 2 P's and 2 S's. 4. Ce sera génial. Remember that accent on génial. And 5. Quand j'étais plus jeune, je jouais au foot. And the fifth sentence is the only one in the imperfect tense. The rest are in the simple future tense. So make sure your verb endings are correct for number 5. Well done, Year 9. I will pass you on to Monsieur Bolis now. I look forward to seeing photos of your work and also your teacher-made tri-weekly assessment at the end of the lesson. Have a good one. Merci. Au revoir.
For our first activity, we are going to talk about how to form the simple future. So the first thing you need to know is that the simple future is used to express what you will do. And if you remember, this is what we've been doing for the last 2 lessons. You were talking about what you will do in the future, or what you will have, or what you will be. To form the simple future for regular verbs, so verbs that all follow the regular pattern, first thing you need to do is take the infinitive. A reminder that an infinitive is a verb ending in ER, IR, or RE. We'll see examples in a minute. Then you add the following endings. And these endings are taken from the verb avoir in the present tense. So with je, you put AI at the end, with tu, AS, with il, elle, on, A, with nous, ONS, with vous, IZ, with il, elle, ONT. Here is an example. To sing is chanter, and your infinitive there is chanter, ends in ER. So letting you know that chanter is an ER verb. If you want to say, I will sing, it's je chanterai. Now, as you can see, the infinitive is still there. We've just added AI from the grid to the left at the end of it. And that's all we did. And we created a new word and we pronounced je chanterai. You will sing, tu chanteras, this time ending AS. Il, elle, on chantera, nous chanterons, vous chanterez, ils, elles chanteront. So as you can see, for the 6 different pronouns or the 6 different possible endings, we've kept the infinitive each time and we added a different ending. And that's all you need to do to create the simple future. So a reminder that the simple future is used to express what you will do. To form the simple future for regular verbs, you need to take the infinitive, so that's a verb ending in ER, IR, or RE, and then you need to add the following endings taken from the verb avoir in the present tense. AI, ASA, ONS, EZ, ONT. And that's how you do it. Your task now, for the remaining 7 minutes, is to copy the whole page in your exercise book. Now, it's really important that this is copied in your book. So if it takes you a bit longer, please finish it before you press play again to move to the next activity. Press pause, copy the page. Okay, now that you have copied the page in your exercise book, can I please ask you to close your exercise book? Thank you very much. Do you remember that was our first sentence? Can you read it, filling in the gaps? What do you think are going in the 2 gaps? Yes, you're right. It is the simple future is used to express what you will do. So to form the simple future for regular verbs, what do you take? You take the infinitive, yes, you're right, and you add the following endings. Yes, that was the word that was going there. 3 different endings are missing in the grid. Do you remember what they are? Yes, you're right. It's AI, A, and ONT. Let's do this again. What words go in the gaps? You're right. The simple future is used to express what you will do. To form the simple future for regular verbs, what do? You take the infinitive and you add the following endings. What are the 6 endings? AI, AS, A, ONS, EZ, ONT. Well done if you got everything all right. If not, don't worry, we're now going to do some practice. So for our first practice activity, I want you to add the correct ending to the simple future tense verbs. So have a look. You've got 6 verbs there. You've got the pronoun. What do you think is missing at the end? Open your exercise book, copy down number 1 to 6 with the correct ending. You can now press pause and then press play when you want to see the correction. Here is your correction. Numéro 1, nous jouerons. The ending was ONS. 2, ils mangeront. The ending ONT. 3, on attendra. The ending was A. 4, vous partirez. The ending was EZ. 5, je finirai. Ending AI. 6, tu diras. Ending AS. Give yourself a tick or take correction, whatever suits you. For our next practice, I want you to complete the sentences with the correct future tense form of the verb in brackets. So this time, you still have the pronouns, but the verb is in bracket. Write down in your exercise book numbers 1 to 6 and just write down the word that should go in the gap. Careful with number 2, there's a letter you're going to need to get rid of. Press pause and then press play again when you want to see the correction. Here is the correction to your work. Numéro 1, vous porterez, ending EZ. 2, je prendrai. We had to get rid of the E. 3, elles bavarderont. 4, nous arriverons. 5, tu choisiras. 6, il invitera. Check your work, tick or cross, take correction, and then press play to continue. Let's do one more practice activity. This time, I want you to complete the sentences with the correct imperfect or future tense form of the verb in brackets. Then, I want you to translate the sentences into English. So in your exercise book, write down numbers 1 to 5, put the word that should go in the gap, and then translate the sentence. Now I want you to think really hard for each sentence. Is it the imperfect tense or is it the future tense? Press pause and then press play when you're ready to see the correction. Let's have a look at the correction. Numéro 1, quand j'étais petite, j'adorais le français. So j'adorais needs to go there. It's the imperfect tense. Remember that we take the new form of the present tense, we get rid of the ONS, and then we add AIS. So when I was little, I used to love French. That was the translation. 2. À l'avenir, je ferai un apprentissage. So faire is what we call an irregular verb. Yeah. So the ending is AI, but remember that some verbs are irregular. And that means in the future, I will do an apprenticeship. 3. Quand j'étais plus jeune, je faisais beaucoup de sport. Another irregular verb, faire still in the imperfect tense. When I was younger, I used to do a lot of sports. 4. Dans 20 ans, j'aurai une Ferrari. In 20 years, I will have a Ferrari. And the last one, quand j'étais petit, j'avais des bonnes notes. When I was little, I used to have good grades. Well done if you got them all right. If not, make sure that you take correction. We are now moving on to your TWA assessment. A reminder that there's a few things you need to think about before doing it, and I'm going to go through them again. First thing, make sure that you put all learning materials to one side so that you're not tempted to look at them for everything completing on your TWA Weekly. Click on the teacher-made link on class charts to complete your TWA Weekly. Activity 1, you type the answer. Activity 2 is now a drop-down menu, so choose the best answer. Activity 3, or section 3, you need to type your answers. When you are typing your answers, your teachers would have put as well on class charts a document to help you copy and paste accents onto your TWA Weekly assessment. Make sure that you do spend those 15 minutes completing as many boxes as you can. If you're finding it too hard, you may want to use your exercise book. You are allowed, but first, have a good go at doing it without your exercise book. You know you will receive an achievement point for completing all classwork and your TWA Weekly assessment to the best of your ability. A reminder that your TWA Weekly will not be graded, but as soon as you submit it, you will get a score just to see how well you've done. Your teacher will look at your TWA Weekly and use what the class has done overall as feedback for next lesson. Your next lesson will be a live lesson giving you feedback on your TWA Weekly, and this time it will be 50 minutes just talking about the imperfect, the simple future, and your feedback from your TWA Weekly. So now that you're ready, Start your tri-weekly assessment and do not forget to click on the I am done button when it is completed and submit it.
Well done, Year 9. Thank you for your hard work today. Please remember to upload photos of all the work you've done in your book before you did your tri-weekly assessment. Make sure the photos are really clear. And don't worry about sending a photo of the teacher-made tri-weekly because I have access to that on the internet itself, and I will look at it and then return it to you, and you can access that online once that is done. Merci beaucoup. Au revoir.